Damien, and this is Enneagram Life. And today I'm going to talk about a time when I felt like and behaved like an Enneagram Type 9. Not saying I am, not saying I'm not an Enneagram Type 9, just saying that we all go through the full spectrum of human emotion. And it's a chance when we are feeling like our types, or even when we're particularly feeling like our own type. It's a chance to really understand those types better because you experience those emotions. Anyway, so this time when I felt like an Enneagram Type 9, it's based on an idea, an experience that an Enneagram Type 9 friend of mine told me about how he felt. And so I felt like the way he was describing. So I felt like an Enneagram Type 9. So he often would talk about sometimes he told me about, actually he once told me about how he sometimes would find other people getting angry to be really, really funny. Yeah. So for example, he talked about his dad. They're both adults at this time. And when he's at his dad's place and something would happen, like someone would leave shoes on the stairs, and his dad would get super angry about things like that and go on about it. And he would find it really hard not to burst out laughing because he just thought it was so hilarious how worked up his dad got. And he talked about other times and similar type of things. You know, sometimes it was hard to even contain the laughter when other people were getting angry. So it was his response to other people getting angry was often to find it extremely funny. And an experience I'm going to talk about is when I found someone getting angry to be really funny. And so that was, I think in that moment, it was a Type 9-ish moment. Yeah. So what happened was I was working as a road traffic controller. And we were at an intersection. So this is the main road. This is just a diagram of what it looked like. We had a main road, a busy road here, and then this street is not a busy street. So lots of cars normally go this way and that way, down the main road, and not so many cars down this crossing street. Anyway, so they're doing road works here, construction work here. And so these yellow pins are traffic controllers, and they're stopping the traffic. So the traffic normally comes along this way and goes along this way. And he can stop it there. This is Australia, so we drive on the left. And normally the traffic would come this way, but this guy is stopping it and making it go that way. So this guy will stop the traffic coming this way, while this guy sends the traffic this way, so there's no head-on collision. And then these cars will come down and they'll turn in here. These cars will be stopped from crossing the intersection while, say, these cars here are coming on the wrong way, the opposite way. Yeah, so that's what's going on. And I was this guy. So these guys are stopping the road, they're stopping traffic coming this way, stopping traffic coming this way, this one here, stopping traffic going that way, stopping the traffic coming this way. And I'm in the middle watching the construction zone and coordinating it all. I'm the traffic control manager for this particular job. And I've been for this particular job, this job's been going on for about a week or so. And during this whole week, everyone was in the same position except this person here. This traffic controller was new this day. Anyway, so some woman comes along and she wants to cross to go to the shops. This is this woman and this is her child, these two red pins. She wants to cross to go to the shops. And she sees this construction work going on, and she sees all these traffic controllers stopping the traffic and traffic flowing the opposite way sometimes. And she's in a bit of a fluster when she sees all this going on. And so she says to this traffic controller, the new traffic controller, who doesn't really know what's going on, and it's actually a pretty bad traffic controller because this person here this traffic controller, she is on her phone while on the road, and not really paying much attention. Anyway, so this woman, the pedestrian, says, where do I cross? I want to go to the shops. And then this traffic controller, because she's new, so she doesn't know what to say. Well, really, she'd been there a few hours. She should have picked up on it. But anyway, she's really bad. And so she says to me, they want to cross. She just yells it out so this pedestrian can hear everything. And this pedestrian's right beside her. And I'm like, and then I'm like, oh, and I know in this moment that things are going to go badly, because what I want them to do is to, and they've been doing this all week, the pedestrians that want to cross to the shops here, we've been trying to get them to go across the small road, so because very few cars come this way, it's easy to cross here, and then to cross behind this traffic controller, because they can talk to him and he can tell the pedestrian, okay, cross now, and he can stop the traffic, and then they cross there, and then they can easily cross here because it's not a busy road, and also this is an island, a safety island, and they can step in the safety island if they need to, and then go to the shops. So this is definitely the safer road way, given how busy this road is and all the other situation. And so, but I know, like people don't like to hear this because they all want to go the most direct way to the shops, and that's the way she thought she was going when she got up this morning, and she's taking her daughter along to go to the shops. And she's just like flustered and panicked. And when I say that, I go, she's like, this traffic controller's like, where do they go? They want to go to the shops. And I'm like, I know, oh no, now I'm going to tell them. And this traffic controller, I mean, she should have actually told her what to do. She should have seen it happen already. And I know that this traffic controller is not going to help me, because this is like a really disgruntled employee as well. Casual, this is what happens with a lot of casual employees. Anyway, so I'm like, oh no, this isn't going to work good, but you got to do it. You got to tell them what you're supposed to tell them, right? Because they might get hit by an excavator or something, or a car going the opposite way, or whatever. And so I'm like, tell her to just cross there and go over to John, and he'll stop the traffic, and then they can come across there and go to shops that way. And of course I was pointing as I was saying that. So they knew exactly what I meant them to do, but they didn't want to do that because they feel like, they're not really assessing the situation as, what's the safest way and all of this type of stuff. And then the pedestrian hasn't said anything yet, but then this traffic controller is like, well, they're going to cross the road anyway, why can't they just cross here? Pointing to across here, which would mean coming through the construction zone to get to the shops anyway, if they just cross there. There's big machinery operating in there, excavators, all sorts of stuff. And so this traffic controller's already made it really unlikely that the pedestrian's going to want to do what I said. And I knew that was going to happen anyway. And, like I said, you can't tell them to do the wrong thing, right? Because there's plans put in place that say, what they're supposed to do and whatnot. And so, we're not police. We can't stop them from doing whatever they want to do, but we're supposed to tell them what they're supposed to do. And so I just go, oh no, she can't cross here. This is a construction zone. And the woman at this stage is like getting real angry. Actually, she was real flustered from the very beginning, and now she's getting real angry. And so she's just like, it's like I say, she can't cross there. There's a construction zone, and there's 1.5 seconds gap, and then she's like, I know what a construction zone is. And she grabs a kid and she pulls a kid and she just walks across the road with this real intentional F you, I'm going where I want to go straight. Straight across the road. Walks straight past me. Cuts through the construction zone and goes to the shops. And that was that really. And I knew as soon as she was like, I know what a construction zone is, I knew there was nothing I could say and do. I knew she was going across the road. I knew this traffic controller wasn't going to support me. Already had thrown me down the deep end by not supporting me. And I knew that was that. And, you know, there was nothing I could do about it. But I also knew that, you know, my responsibility was gone. I had said what I needed to say. And so now if she gets hit by the excavator, that's her problem. And that was that. She does it. She walks past, she goes to the shop. And so I didn't say anything else. She said that. She was like, I know what a construction zone is, and grabs a kid and storms across. I don't say anything because I know what's the point now. This is going down. And that's what she does. And I mean, then for the rest of the day, whenever I would think about it, I would just laugh because it was pretty hilarious. Just seeing her fury. Like at the time, wasn't thinking why it's hilarious, but I think it was just seeing her get so worked up. And I think a lot of it too comes from being in a place of calm. And the type 9, they are in that place of calm. Like when someone disobeys your, I'm not going to say order or command because that gives me, it sounds like I have way more authority than I did. But you know, when there's that someone's directly going against what you've said, it's you could take that many ways. You could be really sort of like, how dare they disobey me? And some traffic controllers are like that. You know, it could make you really angry. You could get really paranoid. Some traffic controllers then will go on to the, you know, trying to, they might get really paranoid, right? That their boss will find out that someone did the wrong thing that they weren't supposed to do, and they're going to get in trouble. And so they'll go into damage control. Some traffic controllers, you know, they'll get paranoid and they'll go into damage control, or something like that. So like situations like that, like, you know, they might get really paranoid, which is an external worry. They're worried that, you know, their boss might see what happened, and they'll get in trouble. And then there's there's the internal worries where it's like, that personal egotistical feeling of being hurt egotistically. So, you know, someone could react like that, you know, in other ways they could react too. But those are examples of some of the negative ways that, you know, you could react to it. And finding it incredibly funny is relatively pretty positive. Actually, you know, it was pretty positive. And it does come from in that particular mood that I was in, knowing the circumstance, knowing that there was no boss around that would really care. I wasn't losing out anything, and I didn't take it so seriously as to feel, you know, personally affronted that this woman had stormed across and disobeyed me. So yeah, it's that I was in that sort of calm place where I was able to find it hilarious and you know, laugh about it all day, which is very type 9-ish. And you know, my friend, I guess, is quite a high functioning type 9, to use that terminology. So maybe other 9s don't really get into that as much, but it is a type 9 area. They do experience. So, and you know, just the calmness is very common to type 9s. The calmness the calm state that you would be in to actually then move on to the finding other people's anger to be hilarious. That's first you've got to be in that real calmness that type 9s are offering in, and then move into the hilariousness. Yeah. So I think that's that's my experience of and how I felt like an Enneagram Type 9 in that incident. And I think the takeaway function, I guess, is that if you aren't feeling that external, for example, external fear, for example, worried about what the boss will think, and you're not feeling that internal worry, such as, you know, worried about the egotistical harm of that person who disobeyed me, then maybe you'll enter into that place the calmness and the type 9 reaction. Anyway, that's about it. It's the 28th of December 2022. Thank you.